that this motion and this debate is about people's lives being impacted by other people's decisions, and communities having the right to be heard, because currently they don't feel they are respected or listened to. But that isn't what these two socialist parties in government want. And I am a Conservative primarily because I believe the state should be seen as the servant and not the master. So I will, if it's very brief, because I'll just not get the time back.
Does the member recognise that his government, the Tory government that's just left office, was fully involved in the process of setting up these industrial developments that he is now opposing?
Stephen Kerr.
Well, let me come back to that, because what I'd like to address is exactly what is meant by just transition. Because if you talk to the people of Grangemouth, they'll struggle to be able to find any justice, as they feel they are thrown under the net zero steamroller. Because the SNP and Labour have forgotten that in making sustainable change, you must take people with you. They must not feel they are being silenced in order to meet an artificial government-imposed deadline. And that is exactly what we've got from Ed Miliband and this Labour government. We've got, in addition, two governments both hostile to the future of oil and gas. The SNP presumption against oil and gas exploration and extraction is driving investors away. And then we have Labour taxing the North Sea basin to death. Both of these parties are job destroyers. They are also community destroyers. That is the dilemma of Ed Miliband's ideological mania.
I thank Stephen Kerr for giving way. Is he aware that this ideology is also damaging communities in the south of Scotland, where I had the misfortune to visit a planned proposal for a 455-acre solar farm, which will have 50,000 8-metre-long solar panels. Local residents said this is not a solar farm, this is a massive power station, and isn't the price we're paying for the SNP and Labour's...
Thank you, Mr Hoy. Mr Kerr, you've got 2 minutes left.
Absolutely right. And just in case anyone is under illusion, on Monday, in the world's most powerful country, we saw the return of Drill Baby Drill, and the global recalibration of power will be in favour of the country that uses its resources to create low-cost energy, and that is all of its resources. And then there is the pylons. I don't want to see my country turned into a wirescape. In central Scotland, we've already got that in large measure, a wirescape. And what are we doing in the name of goodness to our beautiful country? I don't want my country's landscape to be turned into a wirescape. And what about the communities that are being invaded by these monster pylons? Small communities campaigning against deep pockets and powerful interests. So I would ask the Cabinet, the Minister, to confirm that the community consultation on pylon construction recommended as part of the NESO 2030 report is not simply a cynical box-ticking exercise, because that's how many people feel it is being conducted. Will the Scottish Government look at enshrining the view that people enjoy from their house and their land as part of the planning process, as it is elsewhere in the United Kingdom? And will we finally get a fully costed alternative to overhead lines? Will the Scottish Government insist that undergrounding, particularly in areas of natural beauty and where pylons and overhead lines will have a disproportionately negative impact on people and communities, is properly considered? And I close with Edmund Burke. He said, "When bad men combine, the good must associate, else they will fall one by one, an unpitied sacrifice in a contemptible struggle. And if we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth command us, we are poor indeed."
Thank you, Mr Kerr. I now call Christine Graham.